What's up, makeup minions? I'm Kim Witte from Witte Artistry, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I would really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button below to become part of my family. I love the Xmen, and a new movie just came out, so I wanted to turn into Mystique. If you like me and like my videos, it would mean the world to me if you became a sponsor on my Patreon page. By the way, all products I use in these videos are always linked in the description with like little links you can click on, and I do get a small portion of the sale if you do click those links, so thanks guys. But I am marking out Mystique's X on her suit. In the new film, it appears that she's younger and she has her X suit on at all times. I think, I don't know, I've only seen the trailer, I really want to see it. I'm currently on vacation. But anyway, I am marking out the black and I'm filling it in. Usually doing 2 layers just to completely cover the skin, and then I am adding texture with black again just to make it look more like fabric. Once that's done, I am taking a sponge and I'm adding more texture, this time with a gray or a light black, I guess that's gray, and then just stippling it all over just to add texture to the suit. And then I'm doing the same thing on the yellow, except with a brown yellow. I am using a stipple sponge. These are like really big pored sponges. You can use a regular sponge too. Then with that same color, I'm creating the zipper lines and the seam lines where the shoulders are sewn to the body of the jacket and also where the zipper goes. Now with gray, I'm creating a zipper, and I'm going to be shading highlighting all of the clothing with that white cream makeup. I'm going along the edges of the seams and then blending it out with a sponge. The seams, especially the shoulders, is what catches the most light just because like they have like a little hill, you know? Then I'm highlighting the zipper because it's metal, and then on one side of the seam that the suit actually zips up. The X seems to be sewed onto the suit and has a seam of its own, so I also added that white there. Also, sorry if this audio sounds strange. I am in a car in a mountain at the moment, which is pretty cool. I've never been to West Virginia before. But I'm adding more of that white cream makeup to certain parts of the jacket, of the outfit, to make it look more like cloth, and then sealing it with MAC Fix Plus. I do that periodically throughout all my makeups. Then with a wolf blue, I am going to be filling in my entire neck and my face in this color. I'm going to be strategically leaving my eyes unpainted because I am going to be putting in contacts because Mystique has yellow eyes. Fill in all that space, and sometimes I use a sponge over it just to make sure that it's an even blue. But Mystique is actually, like, she looks really real now in the new films instead of just like a blue suit. But to have that variation to make it look like a skin tone, I am adding speckling of dark blue, light blues, and then even like darker blues, splattering it and dotting it with a detail brush. And of course, her very awesome trademark, I guess there's scales on her forehead and cheeks. Make sure you're following a reference image for this especially. It's really hard to get it to look like the legitimate one, but do note that it is symmetrical. I am just creating this with a dark blue tone, so I just added a little bit of black to it, and I am starting from the center and then mirroring it as I go along, and then it goes down from the outer edges of your eyes, probably to your jawline. I decided to do one side first and then try to copy it on the other. Most of these little scales are sort of triangular in shape, and they sort of mimic the direction hair would grow if this was like a cat person or something. So they sort of fan upwards and outwards on the forehead, and then they come down, like downward facing from the cheekbones and towards the jawline. All of these scales are pretty flat, but they do have some dimension. So I'm using that white cream paint just to highlight the centers of these scales where it's raised. And then I will be adding, I'll be smudging out that white a little bit more to make it more soft so it doesn't look as cartoony. But that's just what I'm doing on all of the scales. Just take your time and use a detail brush, and you'll be looking like Mystique in no time. By the way, who is your favorite X-Men? Mystique, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler are mine. But I've always wanted to turn into Mystique. Ever since I started makeup, I've always wanted to do it, and I always thought it was too hard. And now I can do it. So I'm really happy that I finally did this. Then with black, I'm going to be outlining the undersides of all the scales strategically to make them look like they have a drop shadow, so they actually have some dimension. So be very careful with that, and just take your time. And now I'm adding a highlight to the edge of the collar, because although it is a skin-tight outfit, it does pop off the neck a little bit, and then adding some more stark highlights to the zipper. Whenever using clothes, or whenever painting clothes, you always want to have a small drop shadow onto the skin so it actually looks like you're wearing it. So I'm just doing that with gray eyeshadow. And then I popped in some lenses from Pinky Paradise that they sent me. Thank you guys. And then I am covering my eyelids in the same beautiful blue tone after the contacts are in, just to make it match my face. And then I'm stippling and doing the same patterns that I did on my face just to make it look like the skin tone. Ignore my crazy goat eyes. Sometimes the contacts rotate when you blink really hard. I'll fix them at the end for pictures. But I'm using a dark blue, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of beauty makeup on her just to give it some dimension, because the character actually has a bunch of like variants in skin tone of the blues. And I wanted to add them to the eyes because I thought it looked pretty. And then I'm covering my lips with the same skin tone, and then I'm adding some blue shadow. Her lips are a darker blue as well, mainly in the center, but it's not like she's wearing makeup. This is just naturally how her skin is in the film. If you have a wig, this would save you a lot of time, but I did not. So I decided to meticulously paint all of my hair red, and then once it was painted, I decided to comb through it very gently, which was hard. I would recommend red hairspray if you have the option, but I did not have the right color. I just had like this ugly, well, it's not ugly, but it's not Mystique color, this bright pink, which did not work. So I just brushed on the Wolf body paint all over my hair, and yes, it is safe. It does come out, and I did the same thing on my eyebrows because they do match. She does have eyebrows now in Dark Phoenix. This I did more lightly and more sparingly. But now I am finishing off my hair and trying to comb it out. The paint does make your hair a little stiff, but I thought it was worth it because after I combed it out, it really did just look like my hair was naturally this color, which was really pretty. But you are all done. And boy, was this one fun and just, I think, really beautiful. So let me know what you think, pretty please. And I can't wait to see the movie. I hope I get to see it when it's in theaters, but we shall see. Thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. I have wanted to turn into Mystique, honestly, since I got into makeup, so today is a glorious day. And I really want to dye my hair red now. But if you liked it, please let me know what you thought in the comments below. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up and share it with other people who like X-Men. Also, huge shout out to my wonderful Patreon producers, which without you guys, I couldn't make really cool stuff like this, so thanks for funding this makeup, and thank you Pinky Paradise for sending me these awesome lenses. They really completed the character. But I will see you guys in the next video.